everybody, welcome to Midnight Moonway, the location for the Race 6 of Scrap Mechanic Auto Racing League. We are at a unique location on the moon. Midnight Moonway circuit is relatively short, averaging around 1 minute and 20 seconds for each lap. However, it makes for some really good racing. There are quite a bit of bends and some really long straights. It weaves around two craters, Mickey and Minnie, named after certain characters that we will not mention. But overall, testing has been really good. The season as it is has been shaken up majorly from the last two races. Lamob Industries has jumped his way up into the front, tied with Grasshopper and Neon Annihilator. The only person that's been suffering the most has been Red Thunder and Chaos Shifter and Typhoon Blade. With 2 more races to go after this one, the season is starting to close out. All the competitors are starting to put on their fast wheels and make for every win and make every point count. But before each race, there's qualifying. Let's show you guys some qualifying highlights from the recent session. White Rider crosses the line setting down the base time of a 117.500 to be exact. Lemon Racer raises him up by 1 and crosses the line in front of White Rider provisionally in pole with a 117.400, so exactly 1/10 away from White Rider. Sweet Haze trying to get back his streak of pole position qualifying, as he has had the most pole qualifying, I believe, this season with 2, and if he holds this one out, it looks like he will. He might have 3 if he can keep this time and the races don't go any quicker than 117.216. However, Black Knight was up for the challenge. He made this nearly perfect exit on the loop into Minnie. The loop around Minnie is what this is called, or the section of the track. Black Knight is 1/10 up on Sweet Haze's time. Going around the back stretch, the long straightaways where you can make a lot of time, and Black Knight does lose some time, but keeps that time ahead of Sweet Haze and pushes Sweet Haze off the dominating pole with a 117.201. 0.15 of a second ahead of Sweet Haze's time. Up next, Legends Tires. Legends Tires has been a sensation throughout this season, actually mostly for the last few races. The first couple races he's been spun out and placed unfortunately, but now he's been jumping up the leaderboards with 2 podium finishes in the last 2 races. Perfect. Going through the chicane and onto the front stretch, Legends Tires doesn't show the strong qualifying that he had last race, but ends up qualifying in 4th, only 0.2 of a second down. Lamob Industries, the extreme dark horse underdog of this season. He has had a really unfortunate start to the season, but is now somehow tied for the lead with Neon Annihilator. Going into the chicane into Minnie, the loop around Minnie, Lamob Industries gets 0.12 of a second up on Black Knight's time. He makes this exit a little bit poorly, but still keeps the top speed going onto the back straight. A good position here can probably nearly clinch at least a podium position for Lamob Industries if he can do well in this race. Going on to the back straight, this is going to be the most opportunity for anyone to get past. So this is a long straightaway going into a chicane, meaning that a dive bomb can happen after a long slipstream, and going into the front straight, if they can keep it up, they can probably clinch that position. Going onto the front straight, somehow, Lamob Industries gets over 0.67 of a second faster than Black Knight's time and charges down the front stretch, getting pole position provisionally and clutching with a time of 117.184, 0.17 of a second faster than Black Knight. These times are super close. Up next, Purple Shadow Racing, trying to make some time up and get some points back, ends up qualifying 0.2 down and ends up all the way in 7th. It's incredible. There's less than 4/10 of a time difference between the leader and last place in qualifying. Sniper's Dream really needs a good finish here if they want to keep or at least bring back some more of their position on the leaderboard. Recent races have dropped them down to be tied with Black Knight for technically 2nd place, and their qualifying time here puts them in 4th with 0.2 nearly, down on Lamob Industries. Typhoon Blade has had an unfortunate season in the terms of being able to qualify well, so it doesn't mean that they're not fast. However, they get caught up either in the wrong place in the wrong time or spun out by another racer. And yet again, consistently, Typhoon Blade qualifies in 4th, pushing out Sniper's Dream at 6700ths behind Lamob Industries. Up next is Neon Annihilator, who's been consistently qualifying in the back, but somehow miraculously moving up front. And so here it is again. Neon Annihilator gets qualified 3 tenths down, or 3.5 tenths down, and is in 14th. Let's see if they can make any better in the race. Penny King, going into chicane, loses some time after this long straightaway, so maybe some top end speed issues there for them. Maybe that'll get fixed before the race tomorrow night, but we can see. Going on to the front stretch, it looks like Penny King will be within 2 tenths, and so will be ahead of Neon Annihilator, putting them down into 15th, but it's all up to the timing board. Penny King actually jumps into 7th, tied with Lemon Racer. The timing board actually glitched because they both had the same exact time down from Lamob Industries, and so they will be in 7th. We will give Lemon Racer the benefit of the doubt and allow them to be ahead, technically in 6th on Penny King, because they qualified before Penny King did. So that's how we will settle that. But that'll be all. Tomorrow, we will have an amazing race at midnight in the dark with the lights on here at Midnight Midway. Until then, I hope you guys have a great night, and I will see you next time.